don't know if you can see it. Let's put the light on. Yeah, there we go. So we're making these little holders for my controllers. This is a wall mount holder. Let's see if it works. Trying to do this one-handed. I need to get one of those. Oh, 1 sec. Okay. Come on. Oh, come on. Oh, that's snug as a rug. Okay, that's perfect. Apart from, look at that. It's a bit far away from the wall, so I'm going to have to make it a bit thicker. Okay, so what we're going to do is that we've got a little bit of problem here, is when you might have seen from the video. Oh, I'll just do a parallel thing. I'm just thinking. It's the first time I've done this, so I'm going to sort of fix this as we go along. So the problem that we've got is that the angle is right. All of this is good. It's the right size. I got it spot on. What I did was I took a scan of the controller, and the scan itself didn't come out very good, but what it did was give me the angles, so I was able to use it as a template. But what I need, the problem that I've got is that as it stands, sorry, it's my phone, as it stands, it can't mount to the wall because the controller comes to about here. Let's see, like, so there's the controller, right? And it should have been really obvious to me, really. Let's do Y, grab Y. Oh, wait a minute. It's what I like about Blender as well. We got this. We can do local. Yeah, so this isn't quite the right size. And one problem with the scanning is that it's never quite. Well, the scanner I've got doesn't really do scale very well, so this scale is not right. In actual fact, the controller is more that sort of size, 5 mils. So that's really how it looks. And as you can see, these controller parts, like I'd have to dig out a hole in the wall, but the rest of it looks about right. So like measured between the 2 points. I should have just measured these points here and then scaled this accordingly. So that's what we're going to do. Yeah. So what I'm doing right now, you can't see it, but can I do this? Is this working? Yeah. So I've taken this cover off. And what I'm going to do is measure it, and that is what, 5.6 centimeters. So let's go to the 5.6. That's wrong. That's what we want. 5.6. Do the right one. I want to go the other side. Oh, it's scaled about right, you know. It's right in the middle. Well, I just eyeballed it. Looks like I got it pretty right. So the center of the crease, which is that's the battery pack there. If I hide this, see, that's the battery pack, and that is. So I've got the scale right. God, I got the scale right down to like the micron. That normally doesn't happen, ladies and gentlemen. So there we go. So what we want to do is to fill this out until it comes to that point there and that point there. So let's do that. I reckon that's going to be 6 centimeters, because that's what worked before. That's about right. These like you can see, the detail of scans not great, but it gives me a good starting point. And if I go here, what I want to do is extend this out past the grip just a little bit, so these aren't quite touching the wall. It's probably down to this line here, which is centimetre. And then I'm quite happy with this, but I think because it's too much of a point, I'm never happy with points. I just want to put like a little flat surface on it a little bit, and then bring it up just a little, just a nudge, so there's a little bit more of a lip over there, so it fits better. And that should. You can also see that the scanner does not like anything that's black. Like it's really struggles with the buttons. Okay, so let's do this first. So what we want to do is go to the edit mode. I'm using a space mouse, which I find really, really helpful. It took a while to get actually used to, but it works fantastically. X is the... Oh no, I don't want to do that. What I want to do is actually extrude it. Just to about there. I don't want it too far away from the wall, but that would do. Yeah. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And I want to do the same thing with the front. We want to extrude that just like a mil, maybe a couple of mils. And then we want to select that face and just bring it up a fraction. Go to side bit again, extrude vertically, which is Z. And then we want to lock it on the Z axis. Maybe a mil or two. Like barely, like a couple of layer lines. Nothing too much. Just enough that if it does slip, there, you know, there's an earthquake or something, and this just hits that and comes back down again. And also takes the. I don't like points on my models. I like things to be a little bit more finished. Yeah. So then what we do, we go back to object mode. Let's hide that. These holes aren't going to go in far enough. I can't even, and they are so well. Really well. I didn't even label these correctly, so it's pretty bad. Should we do that? Let's go and actually label these things now. So we go up to the cylinder, which is the deep cylinder. Let's have a look. So we can see that. So what I do, I create cylinders. Oh, it's definitely everything going to be weird. So let's scale it. S to scale. X along the X axis. Axes. So I do one side and then I mirror it, as you can see here, and then I use it as a ball to create the screw hole that will make screwing this thing to the wall better. Personally, I don't like the screw holes. I like to glue things to the wall, but I will do two versions. And as it's a ball, you do not have to. I'm just renaming it because of very bad form. Let's hide that. H for hide. See, now the hole goes all the way through. There's a recess there, so the screw can be hidden. Yeah. Now, if I was like manufacturing this, I would create extra hollows here because it would waste a lot of plastic. But because of the 3D printing method, this will be virtually hollow anyway because of the infill, and you can adjust that. You don't really have to worry so much. Plus, if it's got a flat surface, this can print vertically this way, and I don't need any supports. Probably a few supports in here might be okay, but if it's small enough and you're using a large and you're using like a 0.6 nozzle, looks pretty good to me, maybe a 0.4 nozzle, then this will just turn out fine anyway. You won't need any support. And the whole idea is to make these things work as fast as possible. Now, before I export, let me just show you something. So I have this set up to metric as my units and as centimeters, just because I find it easier to read than millimeters, because I jump back and forth between, you know, medium-sized stuff, I would call it, like stuff that I have to cut in half on the bamboo, or stuff that's smaller. So I find this, it's just easier for me to read. Some people like millimeters. Meters is just too much. You see, that's one of my first attempts as a wall hanging thing, which is nice, but it's just got a like cyberpunk feel to it, but I didn't like it. I wanted something that remains virtually invisible. So we're going to export this now. So we go to export, STL. A couple of things to remember. You've got to select the selection only in the scene unit, and then I always put it in my deliverables, overwrite what I've already got there, and I'll show you the reason why I do that. If we go to my Bamboo, here's the one that I printed previously, and if I go to the unit itself, right click. Oh, sometimes it's a bugger. Bamboo Studio is a bit weird sometimes. Right, let's try again. Can we stop? Why is the right click not working? Okay, I should be able to right click and replace the model. See? Like the latest update is really bad. It's got more glitchy. So reload from disk, and what it will do, it will just update what you've got. So you don't have to load it back in. It's scaled appropriately, and you can see what I mean. Like I've got it flat on the plate. It's going to print vertically. I've got a 0.6 nozzle on there. I think it's at 24. Yeah, it's at 24, which I think is a good height because I quite like the layer lines in 24. It gives a really nice finish. 30s would technically be a little bit stronger, but it doesn't really matter so much with this. And we will slice the plate. It's going to take about 40 minutes to do, which means I can get on with the other stuff. I'm not bothering with ironing because you're not really going to see the stuff anyway. And quite frankly, it's not too much of a problem anyway. You could do if you want to iron it, but take a look at that model printing time. Let's do some ironing, and especially at the moment because I'm doing like a test print. Slice the plate. It doesn't add too much to it, like an extra 10 minutes or so. Well, shall we do that? I'm going to do that. And you can see here, it wants some supports in there, but I'm not going to give it any supports. I'm just going to let the slicer do its thing. They're quite small, those holes. Not sure. I think they've... I'm going to make those holes a little bit bigger. I don't know what size did I make them. Now, because I've actually renamed them, I think maybe it's my mouse that's going funny. Well, I got a really nice little Razer mouse, but the problem is the Razer software is such a dick about. It's so bloated. It loads so much stuff into my memory that I deleted all of that, and I didn't really use it. Remap a couple of buttons. But my system is running so much faster now. I've got rid of it. Screw hole. 3mm. Oh, that's weird. Why are they hot? Why are they? Okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. Watch that figure here. You see, it looks like different from this. What this is the entire model, including the mirror. If we switch that off, it'll give you the actual correct figure. Or the other way is you can change this. Actually, let's change this. Change that to like 0.3. And the holes seem to have completely screwed up. But watch this. Control Z to undo. And it will undo, but it will return you the figure of the individual element. But it's quicker just to switch that off, which is what I'm going to do. So I've got it 2.5mm. That is, I don't know what I was thinking. 2.5mm. 3mm is always better. Yeah, that's better. It doesn't mean I'm going to have to make the holes a little bit bigger. Cylinder 01. Let's rename cylinder 01 as well to screw hole. Screw hole. Always put a massive ball, and it's going to be the second one. Just makes it easier for me to identify. And 2. I might want to make that 75. I'm going to do that thing again, look. 75. Oh, that's wrong. OZ 0.75. Oh, it didn't do it that time. Do you see that? Let's just switch it off. Switch it off. 0.75. 0.75. That's a little bit better. Switch it back on. I know what's wrong. He's got to be made a little. See, let's go to wireframe and have a look through and see what's going on. So you can see like the. So this is the shaft where the screw goes through and screws into the wall, and this bit here is where the head of the screw will go through and rest in, and that's quite shallow. But what I want to do, let's just make that a little bit bigger. Oh, I'm in edit mode. Doof. So we want to S for scale. We want to go on the X. Come here. Just enough. So it comes out. I quite like my screws hidden quite deep. That looks pretty good actually. Let's have a look what it looks like. We hide the actual ball. Yeah, now you see that looks better. Yeah, I think that looks better. Okay, so let's try again. I'm going to save. Going to export. STL. STL. STL, that's weird. Selection, scene unit, export. One of the problems with STL is that it doesn't record size data very well. It's like it does weird things, like sometimes it, especially when you load into Bamboo, it gets confused with the scale. So you have to keep an eye on that. Okay, replace. We could replace it as well, but let's reload it. Yeah, see, that's better, that's updated. Let's just slice that a minute. And you can slice from the top, you can see what's going on from the top, or you can go from the bottom. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with that. I always put like a little brim around it. There's like these little corner brims, but I haven't used them yet. I should. Anyway, this is just a test. Let's send it to the Bamboo, and we'll come back and have a look at it. If someone wants to talk to me, we'll look at it later. Okay. Ciao for now. I really need to get one of those like a neck mount thing for the camera, really. Okay, so that's my under thing. This is really difficult. Okay. Oh my god, doing this with one hand is really difficult. Oh, that works. Pretty good. Let's put that there. Is that gonna stand all by itself? Nope. I did not think this through at all, did I?